The Poso Conflict is the name for the riots that occurred in Poso Regency, Central Sulawesi from December 25, 1998 to December 20, 2001. The incident began with a small riot between youths in Poso Regency which then developed into an international and inter-religious riot. The riots from the incident resulted in around 557 victims being killed, 384 injured, around 7,932 houses destroyed and around 510 public places and facilities destroyed by fire. Then the end of this conflict was marked by the signing of the Malino Declaration between the two parties on December 20, 2001. Poso Regency is one of 8 regencies in Central Sulawesi Province. The majority of Poso residents who live in rural areas are Muslim, while the highland areas are Protestant. However, the population in this district is not only the native Poso community. In addition to the native Poso community and the native Poso community, there are also immigrants from Bugis, South Sulawesi and northern Gorontalo. Poso is a district on the island of Central Sulawesi which is used as the focus of the government's transmigration program. This transmigration program was held to bring people from densely populated areas with a Muslim majority such as Java, Lombok and Bali, which are predominantly Hindu. From this situation, in the 1990s the percentage of the majority of residents in Poso district who were Muslim was around 60%. The immigrant community from Bugis who were Muslim then created economic competition with the native Poso population who were predominantly Christian. The chronology of the riots in Poso occurred in 3 periods, namely as follows. 1. December 1998 period. The beginning of the riots in this period occurred on December 24, which coincided with Christmas Eve and Ramadan. On that day, a young man from the majority Protestant population in Lombogia named Roy Runtu Bisalemba stabbed a Muslim named Ahmad Ridwan. The information disseminated by the Christians was that Ahmad Ridwan fled to the mosque after being stabbed by Roy Runtu Bisalemba. Meanwhile, the Muslims reported that this incident was an attack on Muslim youth who were sleeping in the courtyard of the mosque. To resolve the problem, figures from both religious groups met and discussed the problem that had occurred. Then both agreed that the source of the problem was alcohol. As a result, the Poso police confiscated thousands of alcoholic beverages and destroyed them. Once there were Christian youths guarding a shop, they met with Muslim youths who intended to seal the shop. This meeting ended in a clash between the two. Next, on December 27, a group of armed Christians led by Herman Paramo, who is known to be a member of the Central Sulawesi Youth Movement (GPST), who boarded a truck from the army arrived. On the other hand, only 9 Muslim trucks arrived from Palu, Parigi, and Ampana. Clashes ensued, in which the police were unable to handle them. 2. Chronology of April 2000. The initial conflict that occurred in April 2000 was the trial of former Regent Afgar Patanga. This happened because Patanga was preached to misuse funds from the Rural Credit Program. The rumor that spread was that some of the funds were used to hire a mob to attack the courthouse. On April 15, a member of the DPRD named Chalani Umar from the United Development Party province, said that if Damsik Lajalani, the regent candidate, was not elected, there would be more violence. The next day, a Muslim youth was attacked by a group of Christian youths. The youth showed scars on his arm as evidence, and the Muslims who did not accept it retaliated. 3. Chronology of May 2000. The chronology of the conflict that occurred in May 2000 was the largest and worst battle, because this chronology was dominated by counterattacks by Christian groups against Muslims. In addition, various incidents such as kidnapping and murder also occurred. In early May, rumors also emerged that a Christian group had fled to a training camp in Kere. The Christian group's troops named this operation the Red Bats and Black Bats. On the morning of May 23, a group of Black Bats killed a policeman, 2 Muslim civilians, and Sergeant Major Kamarudin Ali. Then they hid in a Catholic church in the Mungko subdistrict. Their actions sparked anger among Muslim residents, then the Muslims burned down the church at 10 o'clock WIB. On May 28, attacks spread further against Muslim residents. Women and children, some of whom were sexually abused. Around 70 people fled to a nearby Islamic boarding school. Those who escaped were successfully captured, then executed and their bodies thrown into the Poso River. Above is an article explaining the history of the Poso War from 1998 to 2000. History like this is also very important for you to increase your insight and is a form of our respect for Islamic fighters.